Shereen, Bhan caught up with Shaktikanta, the DE secretary, a while ago. She started by asking him about the textile policy, which has been on the anvil for quite some time now.
New textile policy was not in the agenda today. It's work in progress in the concerned ministry. Today's decision is mainly relating to an incentive package so far as job creation is concerned. If you recall, in the budget of this year, that is in 16-17 budget, there was a whole chapter on job creation, and the finance minister had said very clearly that the focus of the government will be on job creation. So this is one specific initiative in follow-up to that announcement. It's the entire focus is on job creation. Garments were identified as a sector which has a huge potential for job creation. So therefore, this package of incentives has been announced to give a boost to garment sector.
To understand what we should then prepare ourselves for, Mr. Das, because just to understand what we should then prepare ourselves for as far as the new textile policy is concerned, I am given to understand it's being finalized by the Prime Minister's office at this point in time, because clearly, the stock markets have gotten excited about the possibility of more reforms. What can we realistically now expect from the new textile policy?
Specifics I will not be able to spell out till the government takes a decision and announces it. But I can tell you that the pace of policy initiatives, the pace of various kinds of reforms, with focus on bringing more investment into the country, with focus on creating jobs, with focus on carrying out regulatory and process simplifications, the direction of the government's activity will be in the, will be in this direction. So therefore, specifics on the textile policy, I would not like to, and I cannot specify I cannot spell out at this point of time.
Any timeline, sir, by when we should expect the new textile policy to be unveiled?
No, timeline, I again, would not like to mention any timeline. As soon as it is ready, it will be announced. I mean, the government doesn't wait for timing any particular decision. As soon as there is a decision taken, as soon as something is final, it's announced the very next moment. So you will have to wait.
Okay, let me ask you about the spectrum auctions. Finally, we do have clarity on the spectrum auctions, and perhaps it will go through sometime in August. But the estimation, the budgetary estimation for what you could accrue on account of the spectrum allocation, some would say spectrum auction was on the higher side. Do you feel confident of being able to achieve that number?
Yeah, before mentioning, reacting on to your question on spectrum auction, I just want to mention one point relating to the initiatives which have been announced for garments in the textile sector. If you read the announcements carefully, or when the detailed press note is issued, some of the incentives which have been announced in today's package have a sunset clause. These are not open-ended incentives which will continue forever. They have a sunset clause, and this is again in line with...
What is the sunset clause, sir?
Sunset clause is 2019. That is 3 years from now. So 3 years window has been opened. All these incentives will be valid for next 3 years, so that we expect industry to make use of it and to create additional jobs. So this is in line with the budget announcement that when new schemes are launched, they should have a sunset clause, and at that time there has to be a review, and based on the review, further extension, if at all, will be decided. Now, coming to the textile question, coming to the spectrum auction, yes, you are right. We had assumed a certain receipt figure in the, through spectrum auction, which was in the range of about 50 to 55,000 crores. And the indications are that we should be able to realize that amount.
So you're saying you feel confident of being able to get to that 50 to 55,000 crore rupees, which was the budgetary estimate of what you could accrue on account of the spectrum auctions?
Yes, I mean, I'm just giving sort of an ad hoc number. It could be even a little more. So therefore, I think we should be able to reach our budgeted estimates.
Okay. Let me also then ask you, as far as the Uday scheme is concerned, and we have seen some tweaking or modifications to the Uday scheme for the power sector in specific. How meaningful will this be when it comes to the successful rollout of the Uday plan?
You see, it is mainly enabling a few more states to come into the scheme. I mean, that I think is the main focus of the announcement. It's basically to enable a few more states to come into the scheme. And under the Uday scheme, the agreements, the MOUs with the state governments and the DISCOMs, it's already underway, and it is already under, many states have completed the process. And now there is very close monitoring being done by the Ministry of Power. And the scheme seems to be working quite well so far.
Mr. Das, since Monday we've seen a flurry of announcements coming in from the government, but what more can we expect, sir? What else is likely to be on the agenda?
Specifics, as I told you earlier, specifics I will not be able to give out, but
more is coming.
But a lot of there is lot of action in various fronts, in various sectors, in various ministries. So as soon as they are decided, I think they will be announced.
When can we expect the next round of announcements, sir?
I can't say that. Difficult. I can't say that.
Okay, that was the Economic Affairs Secretary speaking exclusively to Shereen just a short while ago. We'll